Welcome back to the Force 9 YouTube channel. Welcome back to Tale of the Toffees, the Everton save on Football Manager 2017. Today, a bit of a change of plan from what we were going to do, which was the Merseyside derby and a game against Juventus. But as we're now out of the Champions League and we know where we stand, there's no point doing that Juve game. It might be fun, but it doesn't really mean anything anymore. It's just, trying to maybe beat them. Instead, we're going to play the EFL Cup Quarterfinal match against Bournemouth, and then we will jump into the Merseyside derby against Liverpool. So I played 3 games off screen, so let's have a look at the goals and the highlights from those before we jump into today's live matches. Two teams that had developed quite the rivalry during the save, Everton taking on Manchester United, and a Deulofeu, a fluke goal, found its way in the 17th minute, and we were leading Manchester United. In the 26th minute though, a poor clearance by Deulofeu ended up at Pogba, who passed Ibra, and then Juan Mata with a finish to make it 1-1 with 26 minutes played. And that is how it ended. Then we went to the Bernabeu to take on Real Madrid. Gareth Bale opened the scoring in the 22nd minute to give Real Madrid the lead. And then let's see this from kickoff from that goal. So we will just stay with this because, this was a massive game for us. If we had lost this game, it may have seen us out of the group. And unfortunately, Real Madrid did take a 2-0 lead here, but we will see what happens. Everton gave away possession. Benzema passed to Modric, and then it was Modric passing to Kroos. Kroos to Ronaldo, and then Ronaldo to Modric. Staying with us here, this was from kickoff, and then Gareth Bale launching a finish from the outside of the area. 2 goals in a minute for Gareth Bale, and a 2-0 win for Real Madrid. Knocked us out of the Champions League. After suffering Champions League exit at the hands of Real Madrid, we travelled to the stadium like Michael Keane getting his first goal for Everton, the defender scoring in the 35th minute. In the second half, Everton made it 2-0, 64 minutes into the game. Saido Berahino was on the ball and launched a shot past the goalkeeper to make it 2-0. Sunderland made some inspired substitutions in the second half, one of them being Kuma Babacar, who scored with 72 minutes on the clock to make it 2-1. A couple of times this season, Everton were on the wrong end of a 2-0 scoreline and came back. Sadly, this time, it was Sunderland who came back from 2 down, Babacar scoring twice in 10 minutes, making it Sunderland 2, Everton 2, and we've thrown away a 2-0 lead. Yeah, not the best of times off screen. We did draw against Man United, which isn't bad considering that's the 12th game we played against them. Manchester United were won 9, we've won 1, and there's been 2 draws. So that's not too bad. Real Madrid knocked us out of the Champions League, and considering that our head-to-head against Celtic is better, we are 3 points clear of them, so we are guaranteed a Europa League place for the remainder of the season, which isn't too bad. I'm not too disappointed with that. What I was disappointed with is the fact we were 2-0 up against Sunderland, and we threw it away. And Sunderland drew 2-2. So that was disappointing. Hopefully we'll get a good result today. Beating Bournemouth will send us through to the semi-finals of the EFL Cup for the 2nd season in a row. Last season, of course, Man United knocked us out of that stage. But let's see if we can get there again. And let's see if we can avoid United in the draw. That's what I want to do. Okay, so this is what we're going to play against Bournemouth. We're not going to be defensive though. We're going to start on standard. Berahino up front. Loan on the left side. Going to give him the nod over Deulofeu for this game. Barkley, Vazquez, Ward-Prowse, Onazi. We have Gray suspended at the moment, and Lukaku's out for 6 weeks with a strained knee ligaments. Luckily, they're not torn because that would have been a big miss. But yeah, we're going to miss Lukaku for about 6 weeks, which is difficult because it leaves only Berahino and the youngster Nicky Clark as our available strikers. Luan can somewhat play as a striker, but his main role is on that left-hand side. The back four of Williams, Kane, Duarte comes in for Jagielka, and then Nacho and Pickford. Actually, I changed my mind. We're going to bring Jagielka back. We're going to leave Michael Keane on the bench. Bournemouth got Federici in goal. Mings, Fiore, Taffa and Ward. Cook, Arta, Hinman, Weiss, Gradle and Mousset. No Callum Wilson, he must be injured. They've got Josh King and Jordan Ibe on the bench. They've got Mark Wilson and Simon Francis on the bench. It's going to be a close game, I think. Passionate, we're favourites to win. Go out there and impress me. Start the match. Okay, I've gone to a control mentality in the early stages of this game. Williams with a cross here. Luan to Berahino. That has crawled over the line. I mean, the goalkeeper there, I think, has had a mare, Federici. Berahino scored with 8 minutes on the clock. We'll have to see that in 3D. I'm not quite sure what happened there. So we'll see the 3D replay then. Jetro Williams with the ball to Luan. And then Berahino, well, I'm just shocked. That was mental. Not quite sure what happened there, but it's a goal. We'll take it. We're 1-0 up. We are dominating possession at the moment. Almost 90% pass completion rate. But just the one shot at the moment, and we scored with it. So, not a great deal of shots in this game. Only 3 in the first 26 minutes. Jagielka's on the ball here. Clears it up pitch, but it's not great, really. Here's Hinman. And Musat. Good save by Pickford. Duarte clears it. And Bournemouth with their best chance of the game so far. Their only chance of the game. Coming up to half time. Still only 1-0. I would have liked a second goal before half time. But there may still be time for one. There's still about a few seconds left. That's half time. 1-0. Don't get complacent out there, I'm going to say. Don't use that one often. Usually I say it and the players lose focus. But this time, I mean it. You know, you can't take Bournemouth lightly. Just going to move Vazquez just a little bit deeper. Other than that, though, you know, we're not playing too badly. We've got 1 goal. I still want that second goal, though. Coming up to the hour mark. It's not been a great game so far for Vazquez. We are going to bring him off. We are actually going to bring on Lucas Moura. He's got something to show us. He's done next to nothing so far this season. Come on, let's show some magic in a cup game, Lucas. Here we go, we've got the ball here. Here is Lucas Moura, the substitution, the record signing. £33 million so far, has not lived up to it, but he's got an assist there. Berahino has his second of the game. 65 minutes in, we are 2-0. Bournemouth have made a double change. Jordan Ibe is on. We'll see the goal again in 3D. Moura with the cross. I think it did come off a Bournemouth player in the end. I mean, Fiore tried to clear it. I think it bounced off his own player. It fell to Berahino, and he finished home from quite a tight angle, actually. Decent finish by Sido. I think that's his 10th or 11th for the season now as well. He's doing well so far. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. We've got Lukaku out for 6 weeks. What has Berahino got? Potential neck injury. Right. Now, 68 minutes in, we're 2-0 up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put Luan up front. I don't want to risk playing Nicky Clark at this stage. We're going to move Delafay to the left-hand side. That is not good news. We could have both of our senior strikers out. And we've got Merseyside Derby next. This is not good news. And we're out of a transfer window as well. I think January transfer window, we are going to buy a striker. Absolutely. And here come Bournemouth, actually. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. Here is Hinman. And now Harry Arter. Here is Josh King. Back to Arter. And now him again. I'm not gonna say his name. Arter, Hinman, Josh King, a shot. Josh King with a goal. 79th minute. It's 2-1. Now this is interesting. Bournemouth not been in the game a great deal. They had a decent shots in the first half, but that is it. Only 3 shots on target all game. And Josh King has just has a fabulous finish. To be fair. Josh King has put Bournemouth back in this game. 82 minutes though. We're going to go defensive. We've got 5 minutes left in the game. We're going to take off Ward-Prowse. We're going to bring on Ogzan. And try and see this out 2-1. Despite possession being well in our favour, it's been a very close game. And it looks like it's going to be full time. There's a few seconds left in the game. As Ogzan wins the header there. But that guy wins it back. Onazi with a tackle there. But it's with Ibe. King skies it. I was worried then for a second. Everton 2, Bournemouth 1. We're through to the semi-finals of the EFL Cup, but at what cost? We had an injury to Berahino. Hopefully it's not a long one. West Ham 1-0 winners over West Brom. The other 2 games are Man United and Man City and Liverpool Coventry. I want City to knock out Man United so bad, but let's see what happened here. Saido Berahino injured. Now, he's going to miss... He could miss 2 weeks if we send him to the doctor, or 10 to 13 days if we send him to the specialist. I think the sooner he's back, the better. £550 for a football club is not much. We're going to send him to the specialist. We should have him back within a couple of weeks. He may be able to play through that as well. I'm not quite sure. It's yellow. So that tells me that he may be able to play through it. So that is annoying because that is 2 of our senior strikers out, leaving us with just Nicky Clark. And then you've got Luan can play there, and Klaassen can somewhat play there, but I wouldn't want to play him there. So we're going to be in trouble. We've got Merseyside Derby next, and then we have that Champions League game against Juventus, which we are out of, so that's not really worrying me too much. If we have a look at our group, here it is. So we're 5 points behind Juventus and Real Madrid, so we can't catch them. We're 3 clear of Celtics, even if they win and we lose in the final game. Our head-to-head record is still better. Our goal difference is miles better. So, yeah, we're in the Europa League for the remainder of the season, which isn't too bad. I'm not disappointed with that considering who is in our group. I do think that Champions League group was harder than the one we had last season with Atletico Madrid and PSG. That one was much more difficult. Real Madrid and Juventus. Come on, Man City. Come on, Coventry as well. That would be a nice tie in the semi-finals. Coventry to beat Liverpool at Anfield. I've never wanted such a team to win at Anfield. Liverpool won in extra time. Man City won 2-0. I mean, Man United are out of the EFL Cup. And I think our chances of winning it have just got better. But we'll have to wait and see who we get in the semi-finals. Of course, it's 2 legs. Alright, EFL Cup semi-final draw. It's Man City, Liverpool, Everton and West Ham. I would want West Ham out of those 3 teams. But they beat us 4... Do you know, this is really hard. West Ham beat us 4-0 earlier in the season. We'll face Liverpool next. How did we do against Man City? That was 2-2, wasn't it? We came from 2-0 down. Alright, who is it? It's Liverpool. So we've got 2 more Merseyside derbies coming up. So Liverpool are only 2 points behind us at the moment. It's a very tight race at the top of the table. Only 2 points separating the top 4. And, well, 4 of the top 5 are EFL Cup semi-finalists. That's how good these guys are. West Ham are right behind us on goal difference. They had a pretty hefty defeat against Man United earlier in the season, so that's why it's down to 8. Man United and Liverpool are only 2 points behind us. City is 6 points behind us. Norwich is 6th place. What are they doing there? This is going to be a tough game. We've played Liverpool 6 times this season. We've won 1, they've won 1. The other 4 games we've drawn. And their team is very different. Now, we have a problem. We've got Anazi suspended, so we'll bring Idrissa Gueye straight back into the team. Now, up front, we've got no Berahino and no Lukaku, leaving us with either Nicky Clark or Luan, essentially. So what do we do? Well, I think we have to put Luan up front. I don't want to risk, playing Nicky Clark in a game like this. So we're going to put Luan up front as the complete forward. We're going to move Delafeu to the left-hand side. We're going to put Jude on the bench. And we're going to bring Keane back in for Duarte. I think that's what we're going to do with this. Casilla back in goal as well, of course. Okay, I think this is what we're going to go with. I think it's the best we can do. We've got some real problems up front at the moment. Okay, so Liverpool have Mignolet in goal. Back 4 of Moreno, Romagnoli, De Vrij and Klein. Zakaria in defensive midfield. Henderson and Milner. Coutinho and Mane, kind of unchanged, from the normal side. Mandzukic plays up front. On the bench, only player that I'm unsure about is this Burke guy, Oliver Burke. Is he a Liverpool player? No, they bought him from Red Bull Leipzig, who bought him from Forest, it seems. So that's the only player there that I'm not too familiar with. On the bench, they've got some, they've got Ojo on there as the youngster. But the rest of the bench is, all names that are still with Liverpool today. We've got to go with the fans for this one. This is a Merseyside derby. They look motivated, or some of them do at least. Let's go out and win this game. It's going to be tough, though. You've got to be kidding me! What is going on? This is an absolute joke. Like, there is no way. What do we do? What do we do? Right, so if I move Luan to there. So, apparently 4 of our players on the bench can somewhat play as a striker. What about Moore? What are you like up there? You could play as a Chocolatista or a false 9. That's not really a striker though. It is, but it isn't. What about Klassen then? He's a bit better. Right. We're going to play David Klassen as an advanced forward. We've had 3 injuries to strikers in the past 4 games. And that injury was literally in the first 2 minutes. So now January could not come quick enough. This is ridiculous. We've got 3 strikers. One of them is a makeshift striker, injured. We may have to start Nicky Clark in all our games. I can't believe this is happening. What is going on? I'm just stunned. And the thing is, Nicky Clark isn't even registered for the Champions League, so we can't play him against Juventus either. This is a disaster. And we're coming to half time. There's not been a single highlight in this game. Not one so far. It's a really boring half. Yeah, half time, 0-0. I'll take it, considering we have no strikers. Oh, Milner has a shot there, but it's blocked. Now Barkley to Vazquez. Here is Keane, and now Nacho. Now, this is a good attack here. Nacho does well. Barkley. Klaassen. He's got to score that, and he does score. Klaassen, makeshift striker today, finds a goal. That's only his second of the season. He's had a very quiet season, but he's found a goal up front today. 55 minutes in. This is the very first highlight in the game. Great ball by Barkley. Klaassen had loads of time to finish it, and he just pops it in the left corner. Good work. Klein throw in. Headed back to him, and now Jagielka heads clear, but here's Henderson. Good tackle there by Klaassen, and Ward-Prowse sends it up pitch, but there's nobody up there. Romagnoli back. Here is Garner with a header, and now Vasquez to Barkley. Here's the Spaniard again, but that's cleared by Moreno, and now Mandzukic to Mane. Milner. They're doing well here. Firmino with a shot. Firmino scores. Immediate reply by Liverpool, and that's 1-1. We had the ball up our end. Liverpool came straight back down our end. And then it was Firmino with the finish. And yeah, that was a bright display. Almost as bright as his teeth. Have you seen those things? They're absolutely amazing. Okay, we're about halfway through this second 45 minutes. Still 1-1. Barkley's getting a bit tired out there though. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring Klaassen, just drop him back to that shadow striker. And we are going to bring on a striker in Nicky Clark. It's a risk. We're playing a 17-year-old up front in the Merseyside derby. But imagine the headlines this would create if this happened in real life. You've got 17-year-old Northern Irishman Nicky Clark playing up front in the Merseyside derby. And he produces a bit of magic. Let's see it happen. Come on. Everton 1, Liverpool 1. Nothing else happened in that game since that substitution. That was one of the most boring games of the season so far. The Merseyside derby. I didn't think it would be. I said unlucky. I'm not sure if they agree with that or not. But, considering we had no strikers, I think. It was a good effort. Again, unlucky but good effort. I think defending was good, though. I'm going to say I was impressed with solid defending. No, I didn't mean to do that. Never mind. I improved the team talk, so that's fine. So we do still sit top, but West Ham still have a game to play. So if they win that, they'll overtake us. But, yeah, that was a boring game. But, I mean, the injury thing at the moment is just absolutely catastrophic. How long was the one out for? Let's see how long this will be. 5 to 6 weeks. Great, thank you. So, when's Berahino back? 5 to 8 days. So, for the next week or so, the only striker we have is 17 and Irish. That sounds like I'm saying the Irish thing's a bad thing. It's not. That's not the bad thing. The bad thing is that he's our only striker. Alright, so the EFL Cup semi-final isn't until January, so I think the next games will be those Christmas time games. We've got Stoke and Norwich, so I think those will be the next games. And then after that, we'll go into that EFL Cup semi-final first leg, and then after that, we'll go straight into the second leg. So, yeah, next time, Stoke and Norwich, not the most exciting of games, but, that Christmas period there, December, ideally, we want to win all of those games, because, they're quite winnable. On paper anyway. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Leave any comments you want to make. If you want to see videos as and when they're turn up on YouTube, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next video when hopefully we'll have some strikers back, because we don't have any. We have one. Definitely going to sign some strikers in the January transfer window. At least one. We may have to buy 2. The way things are going. Loan out of Valencia again? Maybe. I don't know. We barely played, but we might have to. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.